Hey everybody, my name is Cruz from the Fellowship of Acoustics, and it's time for new arrivals again. On this show we show you the weekly highlights of all the guitars that came in. And boy, there have been a lot of guitars in the last couple of weeks. So let's not wait too long and kick off with some guitars. We got some very nice vintage guitars, new guitars. We got some restored stuff as well. So yeah, a lot of beauties. So the first one is actually quite a rare bird, and it's a guitar that we had here for years. But it was also one of these guitars that needed a little bit of tender love and care. So it was in the workshop for quite a bit, and she just showed up last week, and she turned up great. So it's an 81 Santa Cruz, which is rare already because it's a very young one. It's a very old one. And this is F1227. So it's spruced up, beautiful, nice grain on there. There's koa back and sides, a really nice set. So she wasn't playable when she arrived to the shop, so we gave her all the tender love and care that we had, and right now you have a beautiful 12 string with a nice setup and with enough saddle to play for years to come. So overall it's a very interesting instrument. And it's a really cool piece of history to have, because there are not so many Santa Cruzes out there from this era. So a couple of weeks back we had this Super Jumbo 200, the Montana Gold, and it was to show what the craftsmen in Montana were all capable of. And this one is another one of these pieces. So in 2019, but the serial number is 2018, they had a 30th anniversary from Montana. So because the factory in Montana isn't that old, it started in 1989, and they started from nothing. So it's really interesting how they have developed in the last 30 years. And to celebrate that, they made a couple of models, including this CL50. So the CL50 has a beautiful bear claw Sitka spruce top, and then I mean beautiful. I think with the bear claw in such long grains and so nice book matched, it's really rare to find. Of course, a very nice set of Indian rosewood, the mahogany neck, and of course the Montana mountains here with 1989, 2019. Yeah, the only thing is funny is that the serial number says 2018, so I think they started later that year already knowing that they would release these on an M show in 2019. So it's a really rare bird. So the next one up is a trade-in, but she still smells like a new guitar. It's this beautiful Macaroon A58. And A58 in this occasion stands for redwood top with cocobolo back and sides, and it's a beautiful set. I love it when it's so red colored. As you can see again, beautifully book matched. It's really interesting. So Macaroon shares a bit of DNA with Loudon, and together with a couple of other makers they really created a European DNA of guitar making. So they sound super open like a grand piano, and it's a really interesting guitar for fingerstyle and these kind of styles. The D28 is an absolute benchmark when it comes to acoustic guitars. I think if you ask a kid to draw a guitar, they probably draw a Dreadnought. I'm a big fan of the D28S. So the D28S looks a lot like the D28 of course, but it's slightly taller, sloped shoulders, and the biggest difference is the 12 fret to the body. That means that everything shifts down a bit, so the bridge position is also different, and you get a completely different dynamic sound. So it sounds really rich, so a lot of bass, a lot of treble. It goes all directions, and that makes it not just good for strumming, but also for finger picking. Usually in the 70s, because this is 74, you find a lot of D35Ss, but D28Ss you don't see too often. And then to find one in the condition as this one is, with still a lot of settle, so great playability, enough frets, not in counts, but in height, makes this a really interesting vintage guitar. So it's really popular among studio guitarists who want to have a different sound in their studio as their standard dreadnought, and this is really one that provides for that. So the next one up is it's a really cool one. It's a really interesting one, and it's in remarkable shape. So it just arrived, so we didn't have the time yet to open it up everything, so we don't know every bolt and not under the guard, but as far as we know right now, she's all original, and she's still in super shape. Of course, there are some minor play wear things, but the color is super nice, super bright still. Yeah, she's been preserved really, really well. So now frets, again, the height, not the amount. So the Jazzmaster is quite an interesting guitar, because the Jazzmaster was initially created as a jazz guitar in 1959, but jazz guitarists didn't like it. But it turned up to be one of the most popular surf guitars out there, together with the Jaguar of course, but the Jazzmaster was absolute king. And right now it's reviving completely because offset bodies are so popular. We see a lot of demands in Jazzmasters, and we understand why. It's a super good looking guitar, and it's super versatile as well. It gives a bit more mellow sound than the Strat does, and yeah, that's really something that fits with the sounds and music that we make right now. So that was it for this week. I really hope you enjoyed the guitars. I really hope you enjoyed the video. As always, let us know which one is your favorite, and if you have any questions for us, go check out the website, go check out the demos, and reach out to us. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye. Hoi.